Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik again, and this is the game War in the Pacific Advanced Edition. This is my PBEM image against Xargun. He is allied player, and for me it is Empire of Japan. This is scenario 1 on game version 26B. This will be now the last day of January 1942. And I pick one more island near Fiji. Again, no Navy clash at the night, no submarine activity, all very quiet. Okay, here's the submarine, but no action. Good. Still unloading some supplies for my troops to finish off those Australian forces south of Kabul. Only cleanup operation. No. So, again, nothing happens. I cannot locate any allied task force. Is on the way somewhere on the map. Nothing is in range of my name search. So I can really only focus on bombardments here in China. This is working well. The Chinese Yunnan army is, I think, soon destroyed. And this is the Chinese Venture army is coming out of the mountains, so I can score some hits. South China is a little more tough and slow. I'm waiting for reinforcements arriving in Kupong to open break the stalemate there. So I bombard here in the north to check again the situation, but I don't have any heavy guns, so no casualties. This was from last time. I already explained this armored car, this crossing here the river, and I think the point is I enter the hex from this side, so maybe this hex, this crossing I control, but this crossing was controlled by Chinese. And I think in this case, if the crossing still belongs to the enemy and you cross the river, you must make the shock attack, even if you have already forces inside the hex. My armor car unit on its own tried to make a shock attack and it's not working. The unit is heavily defeated. Can happen. A next attack on Singapore. Maybe today. Fort is down to 0. My engineers already blow up the fort at the beginning. I have now still, my attack value is still dropping, but not more much, and the Allied is going up. So the morale is still intact for the British. Casualties are similar, but again, I have here 90% disabled on very light losses only. And for the Allies, it's a lot of equipment getting even destroyed. So it's still not a victory. The defender is still not lacking supplies or fatigue or morale issues. They have only problem. I mean, they even get the bonus, of course, for defense. They have only experience problem, but the experience will never change. So bombardment Kokong. This was okay. This is only a pin down bombardment, and I take Barbo, empty base, and I cannot defeat the Australians, but they're losing equipment. So maybe I must make a shock attack. I think it's time to push him out of the jungle somehow. Again, so light turn. I try to take Singapore. Still no luck. I learned in this case, if the Allies are able to retreat to Singapore and you cannot make this day 1 landing in Mersing, then maybe 2 divisions are not enough to really take Singapore. But you must always try new things to learn what is possible and what is not possible. And so far, it's not catastrophic for me. It's not that I lose anything. It's only I lose time, yeah, that's for sure. But so far, all of my other troops was busy and but I now slowly really have let's say I feel the missing of Singapore more and more day by day. Good, air losses are light. Only ops losses. 1 pilot killed. This is okay. There was no ship sinking sound, so everything is normal. In China, no real change of situation. So I cross here with my armored car. The armored car barely survived, so I don't must buy it back. Yeah, now you can see I control this hex. This hex is ownership by allies. I control this line and I control this line. Means more or less that the allies cannot move here. I'm not more sure if they can now move out here. Maybe at least they cannot retreat this way. Yeah, and I open here this hex. I don't know if it really makes sense, but I was hoping if I enter this hex and I have still troops inside, but I am not the owner of the hex, so I'm not sure if the allies can retreat here still. It was a way, and I want to test something. I only use this small armored car unit to see how it works, and yeah, it was no benefit for me. But also, it's luckily no disaster. So I try to catch this guys here. Maybe I need 1 more day. This unit will arrive tomorrow. Okay. So, and crossing here the river needs 2 more days. Yeah, so I think in 2 days I have here maybe the battle with the Red Chinese east of Xi'an. If they, and I don't guess, or I don't believe that they will escape me. Here's no road at the second part of the traveling, so I'm much faster. So the Chinese coming here and are walking direction of Fuzhou. But they can take the city. I don't really care too much. The campaign in Burma is nearly over. I arrive at the last British. Here's maybe one of the last British units, if I see it correctly. I see here only the bases. Maybe here's one base force. I don't know, sure. And here's maybe something. Good. My Thai troops are also next to the British here, but I must now walk east before I can move north again. I have a special operation. I took a Port Blair, and now my Navy Guard unit is here. And because some days ago I saw and checked Akyab, and there was only a base force, I think. So if there's really only the base force, then my Navy Guard units can maybe battle with them. So the idea is I can maybe take this British base before the British are out of the jungle. And I hope that these units are simply so weak and not powerful enough to really fight with my Navy Guard units, so that they have to walk around and stay longer in the jungle. And if I can take this base, then I have at least a starting point for any activity direction of Calcutta. Yeah, missing is still the victory of Singapore. Yeah. This division get nearly no damage. This one have nothing destroyed, but some equipment is disabled. Experience is more or less at 99%. I think 91 is the maximum or something like this. So I can really not say too much. There was not much activity. I always try to lure any activity. I try to create action from the Dutch Air Force, but they don't want to come. I feel my escort carrier, it's not strong enough to really take on everyone, so I must be a little careful. This is elite pilots. They can kill many Dutch pilots, but they cannot kill 100 bombers incoming. That would be a little hard. So I took this smaller base here. There's only some oil, and this is intact, so fine. I can take here now the oil and fill it up and let it stockpile up to 20,000, and then I must move it out. So these are all small engagements. The Australian hopefully are soon defeated. And because there's really a lack of action in this game, I mean, there's not a must for any battle. If I can achieve my strategic victories, then I'm fine with it. But it's sometimes a little boring. So I now created here my new carrier task force. This is, I think, the strongest carrier task force I ever created so far. You can see this. I have here 611 ready airplanes. And my cover force, well, more or less my carriers are following my battleship fleet, and this is my battleship fleet. So you can see battleships, and heavy cruisers. And I simply won't go and see how is the situation near Sydney. Maybe there's some activity, maybe there's something to think, maybe there's some air battles I can create. Maybe I can lure out the Australian Air Force. I don't know. I only must try get something. I cannot make any deep operations so far. I don't have fuel here, so I'm waiting for more fuel. I mean, I had here AOs and tankers arriving, but it was barely enough to fuel my ships once, and then, yeah, I still don't have any backup fuel. Good, I think it's enough. See you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.